I'm gonna find. And I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
Welcome back to the channel, and we are here today to talk about that official trailer for The Last of Us Part 2. And bitch, I am terrified. I am terrified. But we're going to break it down scene by scene, frame by frame, and we're going to talk all about it. So let's get into this official story trailer for The Last of Us Part 2. We ain't ready. Okay, so we open up in this trailer. We hear Joel. We see Ellie and Joel walking through the wastelands, and we know this is back in the time before the winter chapter of the original game because Ellie still has on her tropical palm tree shirt. When I first saw it, I immediately thought it was Billstown walking through because it wasn't cold yet, so she didn't have a jacket on. So this is probably just showing a flashback of them in the past. Then they're riding off to Tommy's. The next shot, we see Joel keeping his promise right before they go through the bus depot. Joel promises Ellie that he's going to teach her how to play guitar. And he keeps his promise, and Ellie is smiling. They both look happy. And on Joel's guitar, you see it has like a little moth inlay on his guitar, which is very interesting because that's what winds up on Ellie's tattoo. I wonder if we're going to see how and when she gets the tattoo to cover up her scars from her infected bite. Now, she has to hide it because, as Joel says from the beginning, they'll think you're crazy or they will try and kill you. So this is to protect herself and protect her secret. Now, Joel tells Ellie, I wish things were different, but they ain't. Bitch, like that shook me. So, like, he wants her and he wants his life to be better. He wants her to have a better life. But in this situation they're in, he can't fix it. He can't do nothing about it. We get a quick shot of the infected chasing Ellie. They try and grab her through the turnstiles, what I am assuming is the subway station that we've seen many times, a few times in prior trailers. Then we see the shot of Dina shooting the clicker. And when she tries to save Ellie, when she falls through the floor, we've seen that in a previous trailer as well. Then we see a town on fire. Now, fire has been a theme since they started revealing this. Looks like Tommy's community is up in flames. This might be what sets Ellie off on her path for vengeance. Ellie begs, please stop. Then the next scene, we see her bruised back and her face. Then we hear her voice.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
I'm leaving tomorrow. And her voice sounds so different. Her voice sounds so full of vengeance and anger and hard. Her voice just sounds hard, like none of the lightness is in her voice. It's gone, bitch. And she packs her bag, packs her gun, and she is out. And she is starting this murderous journey. Then can we please talk about this gorgeous shot of Ellie on the horse, the nature in the game, the lighting, everything is just so stunning. It's such a beautiful shot. I can't wait to see what this whole entire game is going to bring us. It's already stunning. It's already beautiful. But this shot in particular was stunning. The environment looks so beautiful. Now we come upon front of a prison. If you zoom in on the shot, it says WLF, which is the Washington Liberation Front, Wolf, which we've heard before. And the sign says, trespassers killed on sight, bitch. You also see a sign. I can't make out the first part of it, but the second word definitely looks like penitentiary. And you see the Fedra sign. So this was a converted quarantine zone at one time. It now looks abandoned. In this scene, we see Tommy. He is afraid that he's going to leave his community vulnerable. Then we see hanging bodies in what looks like an abandoned mall. I'm assuming these are the disemboweled victims of the Seraphites, which we've seen in previous trailers. Now, this is such a brutal scene. You see hanging bodies, murdered violently, and you see in the background, juxtaposed upon this horrific violence and viscera, you see the beautiful nature that is in the background, the greenery that's coming through the open roof, the sunlight that is coming in is just stunning and it's beautiful, but it is a very stark comparison to what we are actually seeing as Ellie is trying to navigate her way to God knows what. Ellie wants revenge, then an explosion. Those explosion animations are everything. It is so stunning. The explosions, oh my God. And it looks like the WLF has Ellie and is trying to intimidate her. And she tells them, you can't stop this.
You can't stop this.
Cold as ice, bitch. Cold as ice. And then she takes out everybody. She takes out one after the other. Savagely, bitch. And now in this scene, we see Ellie stitching herself up. like it ain't no thing. She's stitching herself up, and on the table next to her, we see what looks like a working CB radio or shortwave radio next to her. So I'm assuming that this is somewhere that is home base. So probably in Tommy's encampment, Tommy's town, Tommy's community, because out on the road, you're not going to have no shortwave radio and a place to sit yourself up. She's probably in the infirmary in Tommy's town. Next thing we see this woman who has many bows sticking out of her, and Ellie coming up. I don't know if she's finding her. Probably Ellie took her out. It looks kind of like an office building. I see like the floor and the ceiling to floor blinds, and it looks like a cot in the background. So this was probably like an old office building that they have come to stay and camp out in. Then we see a quick shot of that gorgeous crafting table and the crafting animations. Guys, in the first game, we would just see Joel's back as he upgraded at the workbench. This is the workbench, the new and improved workbench, and we're going to see everything. That in itself, I could just spend an hour looking at and breaking down because that is just stunning. They have upped their game, Naughty Dog, in every sense of the word, and even as something as irrelevant as upgrading your weapons and going to the workbench, they added another level of extra. Now, Ellie has a couple at gunpoint. I don't know if they're friend or foe, someone to be trusted or not. We see Ellie shaking hand again, which makes me very nervous. Now, I don't know if this is something she needs to do to calm herself, or that's what happens when she is out, out in a rage and she's trying to calm herself down, or if this is something neurological having to do with being bitten so many years ago. I have no idea, but it's very worrying and I don't like it. Now we see Jesse, who I love. I hope he doesn't die. I hope we see a lot of him in this game. He seems like the voice of reason, a good guy, and I trust him. So I hope we see him more in the game. And he tells Ellie, I really hope you make it, meaning he will not be crossing the line that Ellie is willing to cross. He wishes her well, but he cannot go any further with her. He wants to back her up, but he cannot walk the walk and talk the talk that she is trying to do. He talks about the cost, and Joel has spoke about the cost of what this is going to cost Ellie. The price of the vengeance. Is it too high? Will she survive? Will she still be Ellie when this is all over? I don't know, but it's frightening to see Ellie so savage. So Ellie's going to have to do this on her own without backup, which we knew was going to happen. But at least he tries to help her. Next shots, Ellie is slicing, dicing, killing everybody. Joel looks devastated and so sad, and so does Ellie. That chin quivering, though, kills me. When her chin quivers like that, the animation is just so beautiful and so stunning. Like, we're not ready for this game. We're not ready. Okay, so she comes across another group of people. We see a few flashlights facing Ellie with a man in front, supposedly the leader. As soon as I saw this, I thought David vibes. David from the Winter chapter, who was played by Nolan North. It gave me that feeling of, yes, don't worry, I am hands up, like I'm not a threat, and bitch, he's a threat. Because he's got backup, and he's still like not bothered that she's got a gun to him or she is coming upon him. So that worries me a lot. I don't know who he is, but we're going to learn. We're going to find out soon enough. More explosions. The explosion animations are insane, incredibly gorgeous. Ellie says, I need to finish it.
I have to finish it.
She's killing more people, and she's even using a human shield. This is a complete turnaround for Ellie from the first game, who had compassion. Ellie was cautious, but she was still compassionate and humane for others, and I guess she has lost all of that. So in the past, Ellie cared about people and she wasn't vengeful, but now all of that has changed. And we see a shot of Ellie and Dina in an embrace. We see Ellie and Tommy hugging. We have a loving moment, and then it is gone. We see Joel saying there's a cost. Then we see a shootout out of the back of a moving car, which totally reminded me of Uncharted 1, 2, 3. Now Ellie walks away from Joel. It is so heartbreaking to see her walk away from him. I was like, no, Ellie, please don't walk away. Don't do this alone. Don't do this. But she's got to do this alone. Knife fights. Then this scene with Ellie, when she is fighting this person and she looks like she is savagely killing them. She is covered in blood, and she has this look like she is devastated or just beside herself, like she doesn't want to do this. She looks like she's at odds with herself. She has to do it. She doesn't want to do it. You can see it in her eyes, which just shows how amazing, the animations and the team at Naughty Dog, what they have accomplished here, and the facial animations it's insane. It's so good. But when I saw that, it kind of reminded me, for the first game, there was, original story was supposed to be that Tess was coming after Joel and had like a vengeance plot against Joel. And you see her have Joel in a chair. He's like tied down and she's got like a knife to his throat. That's the same look that Ellie has, reminded me of. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying that's what it reminded me of when I saw Ellie covered in the blood and the anger and like just the emotion on her face, that she was like almost devastated that she had to do this, whoever this is. So she still has some of her humanity, but now she's just fighting for her ever-living life. She just looks so tormented.
We could have killed you. Maybe you should have.
So that's the end of this trailer. I broke it down as best I could. Let me know in the comments what you think, but please, please do not put any spoilers, anything you've heard. I don't want to know. Please don't spoil this game for me or anyone else in the comments. Please be kind and let me know what you think. I'm terrified. I am scared for new Ellie and this plot and tale of vengeance that Neil Druckmann, he already told us, PlayStation Experience 2016, when they revealed the game, that this was all about hate and vengeance, bitch. And he wasn't kidding. He wasn't playing. Ellie, I don't know what happened to you, but I'm scared for you. I'm scared for us. I don't know how this game is going to play out, and I don't want to know, so please no spoilers. But anyway, I do not like seeing Ellie so savage. I hope she still holds on to her humanity and the cost isn't too high. And I hope everybody makes it out alive, bitch. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this breakdown. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I will be giving you all the life, all the Last of Us Part 2 life you can handle. So I'm going to be playing it. I'm obsessed with the game. I've been waiting forever for this game to come out. I love the first one. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a freak for the Last of Us Part 2. Boop. I love it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video on this channel, please leave me a like and subscribe. And if you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Every little bit helps. Help this girl out. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more.